AskReddit by Fragrant Hole 3328. What is the scariest thing seen in the ocean that has a photographic proof? This elbow squid. https://www.youtube.com/watch?vel8xxnvkogsa close bracket Matherthaka has given me nightmares for a decade. What kind of fucked up creature evolves into a long boy like that in pitch darkness? Imagine all the things it accidentally touches. There's a surprising lack of links to photos in this thread about photographic proof. MFs want that karma but don't wanna put in the work. Deepsteria enigmatica. Enjoy. Deepsteria. https://yahoo.be/4fuccwdb65s?SIO_FVHRN6YMHBCZS6 closed bracket. Deepsteria open and close their bell, or stomach cavity, allowing them to both move and take in prey. This motion also allows isopods, a member of the crustacean family, to enter and live inside the jellyfish. Although the nature of this relationship is not fully understood, scientists currently believe that the isopod rides along and gains nutrients from the deepsteria while being protected from predators. When the isopod and deepsteria were seen together in a 1967 dive, scientists reported that the isopod was bright red, around 8 cm, 3.1 in length, and appeared active, suggesting some form of beneficial symbiotic relationship. Wikipedia. Magnapinna squids. https://oceanexplorer.noaa.gov/okeynus/explorations/ex2107/mediadash-resources/bigfin-squid.html close bracket are something out of a nightmare. Rat. I love watching these deep sea videos and hearing the scientists talk. Phantom jellyfish I think are harmless, but they look terrifying and occupy a lot of space. https://yahoo.be/9bzqykm3xta?SIBM_FZG9JTZSTEA. Looks like velvety lasagna noodles. The tongue-eating ML. A parasite that eats the tongues of fish and then just hangs out in their mouths. They don't actually eat tongues, they latch onto them and drain the blood from the tongue and it withers away. Which is not a less horrifying prospect, to be honest. This video of a frilled shark. https://www.youtube.com/watch?vaxggenhvzc close bracket creeps me out. It inspired the second form of Shin Godzilla. https://www.youtube.com/watch?bsspehakr38 closed bracket comma, which is also pretty unsettling. That shark was very sick and dying if I'm not mistaken. Looks half dead tbh. Goblin shark. https://www.nbcnews.com/news/us-goblin-shark-snag-fisherman-waters-n96301 close bracket. Thing looks scary as hell and its jaw jumps out and attacks. https://www.youtube.com/watch?9q3bd7gjncq closed bracket dart. Surprisingly, a lot of fish eat like that. An extending jaw is very common. A giant squid. https://imgur.com/gallery/HLMTIXS closed bracket. One of these can supposedly take down a small whale, not an adult sperm whale. Those actually feed on these guys. A person would barely be a snack. And the terrifying thing is they found a squid species bigger than the giant squid and named it the colossal squid. Great Lakes shipwrecks. For some reason, they are creepier when they are more perfectly preserved. So friggin' cool, but also scares me. Lots of pics at this website, https://thunderbay.nora.gov/. The water in the depths of Lake Superior are actually the perfect temperature for preserving a body. There's one over 100 years old in the engine room of the wreck of the SS Kamloops, who they call Old Whitey. Though you could technically dive down to visit him, it's heavily discouraged due to the depths and frigid temperatures. Gordon Lightfoot wasn't being poetic when he said the lake, it is said, never gives up her dead, when the skies of November turn gloomy. For me personally, any anglerfish. Black seedable anglerfish. S1 Cystatic Comhub I20141124FF2C0089 781-4F49BC38-0B17E0DFBD5E seedable D695-2 JPG. Whipnose anglerfish. Images for North America. Images medium large 5/whipnose anglerfish female are Leptonema and Phenolio JPG. The one from Finding Nemo. I submit for your viewing pleasure, or horror, the gulper eel, https://yahoo.be/ZYNBDJJZLLQ?mark SIMXBEX980LYGODO7Z Horrifying, yes. But they are very small. I'd shit myself if I happened upon a spider crab. Spider crab, https://www.jungledergon.com/image/59530/Japanese_spider_crab_keempfari.html I caught one of these fuckers in Animal Crossing for the museum and now I hate going down there. Whatever the fuck this thing ended up being. https://www.reddit.com/r/next-for-kinglevel/shape_shifting_creature_ion_the-ion_the-score the_ardit45137. Thought it was cool and kind of pretty until the last part of the video. What the fuck? Vampire squid. https://www.youtube.com/watch?v. Should be noted, these guys aren't predators or dangerous at all. They just operate in an environment they are perfectly suited for, sucking up ocean snow, totally unchallenged by any need to adapt. A video found on a phone left in a taxicab showing men on a fishing boat, gleefully murdering a modern slave. https://www.pbs.org/news-slash-show/slavery-murder-goes-high-seas It's the video that triggered the investigation which became the unbelievable book The Outlaw Ocean. The lamprey is downright creepy AF. HTR now under threat. Waits for the link to that video of that squid with the long hanging arms. So basically, it's a multitude of squid. https://yahoo.be/geo6ice-SIPLW3TUN9MFSNDNU4. Bobbit worm consuming a snake or eel? I tapped it and it didn't move. I had no idea what was going on in this video. Showed it to the resident marine biologist and he suggested it could be a bobbit worm feeding on it. Just a reminder that stuff lives in the sand even if you can't see it. Touch nothing. The Bobbit Worm Chronicles, https://www.michiganreefers.com/threads/the-bobbit-worm-chronicles.84173 closed bracket is a great read if anyone is unfamiliar. A user posted to a forum in 2009 that they think they have a bobbit worm in their aquarium, and reported back with every move they made while trying to get rid of it. This thread is not as exciting and cool as I thought it would be. For real. A thread about photos without photos. WTF is wrong with people? Can they read the title? Relevant anytime anyone asks about anything deep in the ocean. https://neil.fun/deep-sea/right square bracket open bracket https://neilfundeepsea. Videos and pictures of people handling blue ringed octopi in their bare hands. One bite is potent enough to kill 28 people. Absolutely chills me that someone is playing with something so deadly. Early in my saltwater aquarium days, early 1980s, I bought a blue ring octopus from a local aquarium shop, us Midwest, 1000s of miles from any ocean. They're pretty hard to keep and it started to weaken. I remember putting my hand in the tank and coaxing it to eat. Found out decades later they are freaking poisonous as hell. Phew. No one would have had a clue as to what had croaked me. Lovely looking critters though. https://youtube.com/shorts/cu7starvrl6yQ0QWDG3J6. Mantis shrimp. We're so freaking lucky these things don't get very big. Nothing scarier than the Stygia medusa gigantea.
https://yahoo.be/9bzqykm3xTA?si1ovklqh_h503f5nf closed bracket comma a massive deep sea jellyfish.
Grows up to 10 goddamn meters in length. Looks like a Dementor from Harry Potter. Imagine that's what you see looming in front you 6,000 meters below the ocean. Jellyfish are so terrifying to me. To me it's the lack of emotion in connection to their appearance that makes them terrifying. To someone with the right amount of ignorance, they look like blown up bacteria that exist to engulf whatever comes their way and are keen to leave stinging souvenirs to those who escape. No creature in the ocean will ever scare me as much as rip currents. I enjoy fishing, and the thought of being swept out by one of those while wearing waders is my absolute nightmare. These mytherfuckers.
https://ocean.si.edu/ocean-life/sharks-rays/goblin-shark closed bracket.
My man's is ugly F. Just how big it is. I remember when I was underway for a month on a DDG and this sailor told me about how someone fell overboard and after a week of searching they couldn't find the guy's body or even any sign of him at all. Trying to find someone in the ocean even with knowing a search area for them is like trying to find one needle in 1,000 haystacks. Honestly, to me it's the picture of the beer bottle that James Cameron discovered at Challenger Deep. It shows that there really is no limit to the amount of damage that we've done to the earth. The oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico. H width equals 620 and amp. DPR equals 2 and amp. S equals none. The colossal squid takes some beating. We have never seen one alive. Presumably they live too deep to be spotted, but dead ones have washed up or been. Cornite B4-981 B11 at BB39 CFFFFF9D0287-63 C9788590,233 image JPG resize equals 1200% to C676 on hooks laid out for other fish. Up to 14 m long and half a ton in weight, they are bigger and meaner than the giant squid, big enough to prey on sperm whales, which we know because whales bearing gnarly scars from their beaks hooks have been recorded. Rogue waves. Clip from Deadliest Catch, https://yahoo.be /L_8HOAI9HGQ SINK_RSK1VB-2BI5 . The bombs covered partially with cement on the ocean floor off Molokini. Bombs dropped during WWII. It is where all the boats take tourists to go snorkeling near Maui. Look straight down and see everyone is swimming directly over the bombs. The tour guide said they didn't go off, but cement was put in them to make sure they don't go off at all. Right. There is an island behind there no one can go on as it is still covered in bombs and landmines. You'll be happy to know that the island that makes up the visible portion of the Molokini volcanic crater was declared free of explosives following a 2006 survey. The reason the island is off limits to visitors is because it's a seabird sanctuary for nesting seabirds like bulwers petrel. https://birdsofteurald.org/bo/spilpert/ker/introduction and wedge-tailed shearwater. British tourists in speedos. Not the biggest or maybe scariest, but I'd argue the cookie cutter 3 Psi 13 Azotor 1 NWE Badamp, Sklyant equals IMG and AMP, EI equals bed WZETKJ9RL4EP97 Aroka 4 and AMP, B equals 1115 and AMP, B equals 2208 and AMP, RLZ equals 1C5CHFANAU901AU901, is the most ghoulish and depraved, using razor-sharp circular teeth to bore a gaping hole in its victim. Like something from a Saw movie. https://en.wikipedia.org/wiki/cookiecutter. One of the worst ones for me are the Greenland sharks with parasites in their eyes. The photos give me panic attacks. And then there is the tongue-eating louse, which enters fish through the gills and ends up replacing their tongues. Freaky thing. Tsunamis. You don't realize the power of water until it washes away trees, cars, houses, people. Yeah, watching the tsunami footage after the 2011 earthquake was absolutely terrifying. Whole towns basically gone just like that. It's miles deep. A rock would take like 30 minutes to fall to the bottom of Marianas Trench. I feel like it would take longer than 30 minutes.